Hello, everyone tuning into the Pueblo County Sports Experience podcast. This is the last podcast we will be recording for the 2023-2024 school year. Thank you guys for everything. This podcast wouldn't be able to be done without you. All sports will be timestamped below with their respective MVPs and whatnot, so you will not miss that. If you're short on time, please feel free to skip through. And just one more time, thank you. This would not be possible without you guys. Thank you one last time and enjoy the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Pueblo County Sports Experience. I'm Devin Meyer, and I'm here with three new fellas. And why don't you guys introduce yourself?
I'm Chase Ginther. I'll be new here on the Pueblo County Sports Experience.
My name is Tannen Jackson. You've probably heard me for the recent live stream for the girls' playoff soccer game. So you might know my voice, but I'm also going to be here joined with my co-casters.
I'm Belina Cipriani. I'm also new here, but I did do a hockey broadcast one time. So, yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of young faces in the podcast.
Yeah, young faces.
And this is sort of a new era for the podcast. Chase and I will be graduating next year.
We will.
And then Tannen and Bellina will carry on. But that's far in the future. How you guys feel about being on the podcast?
I'm feeling great. I mean, I feel like there's definitely big shoes to fill. You know, I mean, Caleb and Andrew, they were great. But this is a new era, you know, and we have three new guys. So I think we should be good. I'm excited for this, you know?
Yeah, I'm feeling excited too, honestly. I'm excited just to go over like everything that's happened this year, but I'm also just really excited to be on the podcast in general. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you guys are here for the long time.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Tannen's here a little bit
yeah,
longer.
I'm here for 3 more years,
Yeah,
right? So
I have
More
two.
years, yeah.
So you guys are going to be here for a while. But we have the spring recap. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer episode.
Yeah.
To start off, what do you guys think about starting off with baseball?
Oh, I love that. I love
All
yeah,
that.
let's start off
That's
with
good,
baseball.
yeah.
I love that.
Let's
Yeah.
start off with some baseball.
So pretty much baseball, they had an amazing year this year. I mean, I think they were 19-5. Absolutely amazing. They won the SEL. They beat West. They beat East. They were the SEL champions. They just played regionals last weekend. They won both of their games, impressively, and now they're playing their first state game this Friday against Falcon at 9:30. And honestly, I think they're going to go far in state. This is the best baseball team we've had in years, honestly. And I mean, over the past few years, they've been great. They've just continued to be great. But this year, they've been special. I mean, over their last 15 games or so, they've only lost one game, you know? So I think they're on a super hot streak right now, and I don't see them losing at state. I think they're going to go far in state.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a run. It has been a run for the Pueblo County's boys baseball team. Definitely had a slower start. We started the season 4-4, and it was not looking good.
Right.
And we lost like one game since.
Yeah, I
If
think
that.
we've just lost to East. And
Yeah, just East since, and then we 16-0
yeah, we beat
Yeah.
them 16-0 in the SEL championship.
in the SCL championship game. Looking at this Montrose game for the regional title, 10-0.
10-0. It was impressive.
What a game.
Going
From-
back to the first game that they played that day, though, I believe it was against Coronado. They faced a D1 commit. He was pitching for Coronado. He's committed to Virginia. He's probably going to get drafted. And I hear that he was throwing high 90s.
Yeah.
And they weren't able to get too many hits. They got 2 hits. But Roy, he pitched the entire game, only let up 1 hit. And he shut him down. And then Jonathan came in with a huge double in the bottom of the 7th, and Colin hit a double to bring him in. So they won 1-0 that game, in arguably the biggest game of the year for them. So, I mean, it's impressive that they're that clutch. They're able to show up in these big games. So, I mean, I see them going far.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at the board this game, like the box score, there's nothing to really look at. Like, you're looking at a lot of zeros across the board. You see Joel Gonzalez had one, out of his 3 plate attempts, it looks like he got a hit, and then it looks like Colin Paggetti got that RBI to win the game, and that was it. There's not much else to look at in that game against Coronado, and I think it's um yeah, that was definitely the biggest challenge out of regionals, and I'm excited to see where we go into state. Now, looking at who we play first round in state, we play Falcon, who is 19-5, and we lost to them in our third game of the season.
I mean, I think that the first 8 games of the season, County is a completely different team than what they are now. Um, like we've been saying, they've been on an absolute tear recently. Um, so I think that just purely based on the streak they've been on, I think they're going to beat Falcon.
Yeah, I think County has a lot of momentum going into this, and I just think that we have improved. I mean, we've seen it with Roy. Roy on the mound started off this season, and even in those later games when we played South, you could just see it. He shows a lot of
Yeah, he
emotion
was
on the
emotional.
mound,
He was.
and to when we were playing against Central, like our last game against Central and against Coronado, he just really wasn't very. He was very um
Locked in.
locked in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was locked in.
he was able to keep his composure, definitely. So that's our regular season recap. Let's go ahead and look at the stats so we could determine an MVP and a most
MVP?
improved player
All right.
for
Right.
baseball.
I mean, I'd like to start off with most improved. Donovan Walsh. Last year, he was a junior, and he was an outfielder. He's always been good at fielding, but last year he had 0 hits. He got DH'd for. He would play left field, and then Colin Spaghetti would come in and DH for him, and he got no hits all year. And now this year, he is leading off the team, and he's leading the team in batting average. So, I mean, I personally think that's the most improved player by far. Because, I mean, last year he wasn't even hitting. He had no hits his junior year. And now he's leading the team in batting average and in hits.
So my only other person, like I agree with you. I have seen a significant jump in Donovan Walsh's play. He's fast. He's been hitting the ball really well. He's been our leadoff hitter, and he's going out there, no gloves, batting, and he's been doing great. But the only person I think that has anyone else hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Anyways, the only other person that I think has a chance at being our most improved player right here is JJ Barger.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's only a sophomore, and boy, has he been doing good.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been coming in relieving for Roy or Jonathan, whomever, and he's got 30 Ks on the season.
Yeah, no, he's good. He is very good.
That's a lot. I'm trying to find his stats from last year.
I don't believe he was on varsity last year. I believe he was on JV.
Yeah, so he wasn't even on varsity last year, and now he's our relief pitcher, and he's been doing amazing. And he was our player of the week last week.
He was.
So, or sorry, 2 weeks ago. And he has just been very mature for his age on the mound, and he has handled going against these juniors and seniors, like people that have been playing for maybe not much longer than him, but like this style of baseball much longer than him.
Yeah.
To the point where he has definitely been just very content on the mound, and he has definitely showed up and shown why he has been able to be as impactful as a player as he has.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I mean, he's been that guy that County can just lean on. I mean, if it's a close game, 5-4, they're gonna throw in JJ Barger and he's gonna shut it down. I mean, they're just relying on him.
And that's those games where they don't want to play Cohen.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Mhm.
Cohen's a big arm. You want to save him for those big games. You
Yeah.
don't want him to throw himself out.
Exactly.
Only a 2.5 ERA.
Very low.
Really good.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not seeing him bat much, but
That's fine. He's a sophomore.
he's
it'll
a
come.
sophomore.
It'll definitely
Like,
come.
it'll come. I'm sure we'll see him at the plate next year, and if not, he's definitely I can see him being our opening pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, 30 strikeouts in only 21 innings. So, I I mean, that's more than one strikeout every inning. So
Yeah.
that's impressive.
And
That's
that's
very impressive.
yeah, very impressive, especially for a sophomore, putting heat on that ball.
And every situation he goes in, it's always
Yeah.
game on the line. So I mean, he's very clutch.
And one of the things about pitching is it's very 1v1.
Yeah.
You like when you're on the mound there, you feel like it's just you against the batter. And I mean, right now he's winning.
He is.
He's beating these batters 30-21. Like it is not close in my opinion for who I just don't see why I just don't see anyone else being in that conversation for most improved player.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Do you guys have anything?
I don't know. I could see it going either way because, like, not having any hits last year, but then going to hitting and having the highest batting average, I think that's like a really big improvement. So I almost have to go with Donovan.
I'd actually agree with that. I think like we've just said a million times, he's gone from 0 hits to having a .449 batting average. And I mean, it just shows like the work he's put in over 1 year of time. And you just have to respect that. So I think the award should go to him.
Yeah.
Personally.
I'd agree with that as well.
Yeah, and at one point, he was leading the state in stolen bases. Now that has kind of dropped, but I mean,
he's fast.
Still, he has definitely been able to get on base, and he's been important for the team. So, congratulations, Donovan Walsh, for our most improved player.
Improved player, absolutely.
And on to the MVP of the season. Chase, why don't you tell us who you think that is?
Personally, I think it's gonna go to Roy Higginbotham. He's been our starter for the past 2 years, honestly. But yeah, no, he's been great this year. He's got the lowest ERA on the team. And not only that, but he's hitting really good too. He's leading the league he's leading the team in home runs. Batting average is pretty high. He's not. I mean, he's hitting great for being that good of a pitcher. So I think it's just gonna have to go to Roy because he's that dual threat player. So personally, I think it's gonna be Roy.
Yeah, and Roy's slugging .636.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I can see why. There's that huge argument for him.
Leading the team in RBI. Yeah, he's
right. I mean, his weakness is his batting average, I feel like. And I mean, it's not even that bad. I mean, he's 5th on the team in batting average.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's 4th on the team with hits.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, when you take into account doubles, triples,
he's leading in
home
RBIs.
runs, yeah, it's.
I mean, he really has been an all-around player, and I'm genuinely surprised I'm not seeing him. Like, has he signed anywhere for college
He
baseball?
has, yeah, he has.
Where did he sign? Do you know?
I believe it's a junior college. Let me see what it's called. I believe it's either a junior college or a Division 2. But he did sign earlier this year.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of these seniors have signed for baseball. Like Colin signed, Parker Hankins signed. Parker Hankins is going to ACU, right? Arizona Christian.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean this team is really good, and I mean the fact that Roy was able to pitch so good in such a clutch game, I do feel like shows how much he has improved and been able to focus in later in the season. I mean, early in the season, yeah, it was rough for it. I would not have it's hard for me to be unbiased because early in the season he was not doing the best for our team. And
I mean, not usually what we see from Roy, but he definitely turned it around.
And he definitely was able to turn it around, so I could see I completely understand the reasoning for him being our MVP.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
And as we're like looking through all the stats, like Roy's name is at the top of like a lot of them, more than any other player. I don't know how much he's for like how many stats he's first in, but he's first in a lot. Runs, RBI, slugging percentage, I think even home runs actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Roy should be the MVP.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So congratulations, Roy Higginbotham. You are our MVP for baseball.
Perfect. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Well deserved. Next, we're gonna go into girls tennis, and it's just so happens that we have a girls tennis player in the studio with us.
Perfect.
So,
Alright.
Bellina, you wanna take over that for us?
Yeah. County did really good overall this year. We were 12th in 4A for Colorado. So we got invited to a like a team state tournament, which they did lose to Discovery Canyon in, which was our only match, like season match we lost this year. So we went 10-1 this season, which was really good. We placed 6th in the South Invitational and then 1st in the Hornet Invitational. Overall, it was just a really like good season, and then everyone except Anna Clevin placed 1st at regionals
Wow.
in our category. Yeah, and she got 2nd, so she was right there.
So everybody made it to state.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Dang.
All 11 players made it to state. So like it was overall like a great season. Definitely improved a lot. The team like 2 years ago was pretty rocky, not really doing anything, and then the last few years we slowly progressed. Last year I think we got 5 to state, so we went from 5 to 11 girls at state.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, that is very impressive. And I would chip in more, but I just don't know much about tennis, and I didn't it's on me for not going to any of the tennis games. But yeah, I don't know who like I don't know who to pitch in for our MVP here. I mean, we can look at the records. You got Morgan Fields at the top of one singles, who went 10-3. Bella Guzman, who went 12-0. Anna Clevin, who went 8-3. One doubles. Michaela Martinez and Emily. Go ahead and pronounce that last name, Belina.
Oh, I can't say it either.
Alonia.
Yeah,
Alonia.
yeah.
10-2. Morgan Chavez and Roxy Valentine 10-2. Aubrey Romo and Ada Salazar 10-1. Amara Salazar and Keelan Tucker 10-1. Like that is an amazing overall
It
record
is,
as a
yeah.
team.
It's really good.
So I don't know. You said who all placed highest at state?
Morgan Chavez and Roxy Valentine got 4th at state.
Wow.
So
Right. Okay.
yeah.
But you got to think of so Megan Fields, she's won singles, so she's playing the highest level of competition.
Right.
So I think
Playing highest level competition. Did she place at state at all?
No.
No.
She got out first round too. Bella and Megan both got out first round at state.
wow.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess that we all kind of have. I mean, who's your guys' MVPs? Right.
I'll give it to Megan, just purely off her being won singles and having a great season. So I'll give it to Megan Fields.
That's kind of who I was going to give it to. I went between Megan and Bella because I was like, I don't know. Bella went undefeated. But then I was like, Megan's our number one singles. And she was kind of like the leader on the team,
Yeah.
I would say.
That makes
So
sense.
I would say Megan Fields.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'd say Bella because of her better win-to-loss ratio. But I understand where you guys are coming from when you talk about Morgan. So I think I've switched my vote over to Morgan.
So I guess I'm the only person with a different answer. And I mean, I wish I could choose two here because it is a doubles team. Morgan Chavez and Roxy Valentine. I mean, I value like placement, right?
Okay.
And I
Right.
mean, I wasn't on the team like you were, Belina, but from what I can say, they placed highest. They weren't in the highest division, but they placed highest. They did best at state. And it's not like they had a significantly worse regular season record. So, I mean, if I could give it to the duo of Morgan Chavez and Roxy Valentine, I will. But it looks like I'm outvoted. So, congratulations, Megan Fields,
I mean,
for our tennis MVP.
yeah, I mean that's fair enough. The only reason why I wouldn't vote for them, my buddy Ian, he's won singles for the boys tennis team, but I feel like if you put Megan Fields and Bella in Morgan and Roxy's position, I feel like they'd place the same or higher. So that's the only reason why I put Megan Fields as the MVP. It's
Yeah,
just
and
because of the
I
higher
can
level.
see that
Yeah.
being realistically something like that. You guys have good reason. I don't necessarily disagree with Megan Fields, but I mean ultimately at state, they're the ones who came back
Yeah,
with
you're right.
medal.
No, that
Oh,
makes sense.
you're right.
I feel like it was hard to pick like an MVP because everyone did so well
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of them are on like the same sort of level. Like there's not right. Megan Fields 10-3. Morgan Chavez and Roxy Valentine 10-2. Like it's just not a big enough record difference for anyone, and like that's where Bella Guzman is able to get her cheers. She went 12-0. Like she did
Yeah.
not lose a single match. So yeah, I definitely think that this could have gone in many different ways. But congratulations, Megan Fields. You are our MVP.
Yeah.
Clap, 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 clap. And we're going to transition into boys swimming, right? So I'm going to be honest with you, didn't know boys swimming was a spring sport
Yeah, honestly,
Did not-
neither did I.
I mean,
No.
until we were looking at it. And by we, I mean Chase. And he threw it on the Google Doc for the summary. And right, I'm looking at it, and I mean, it doesn't look like we had a bad season.
Yeah.
There's no placement data for state championships. I don't know what that entails. Chase, you did most of the research for this, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you. I'm gonna let you talk. I don't know how any scoring works for swimming.
okay. So yeah, my friend Zach, he swims, so I've been to a couple swim meets. So basically, county as a team is we bring in guys from from other schools because county and west, I believe, are the only schools that do have a swim teams in Pueblo.
Oh,
Or no,
really?
I think Central does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there just
I'm
like
not
not
too sure.
enough enough students at their
Yeah,
schools
I
for a
feel
swim
like
team?
I feel like it's
'Cause-
similar to like hockey and lacrosse, just in that sense. But
Gotcha.
I know we do get kids from like Fountain Valley,
And swallows, I think.
yeah, Swallows.
Yeah.
So I believe we had 3 kids that went to state. 2 of them don't go to county, which is unfortunate. But we did have one, Preston Torres. He's a sophomore. He did go to state. And other than that, I really don't know too much. I really don't know too much about swimming.
So yeah, it looks like for the 100 breaststroke, Preston Torres won. I don't know. It says 1 hour 5 minutes 29 seconds. PR
1
first
minute-
place.
1
Yeah,
minute.
it says first place. So, I have no clue what event. I mean, it
I
says
think
event.
this is just the
but
best finishes on the team.
Yeah.
Like who's the quickest on the team. So Otis Shin and Christian Garcia, I believe they both went to state. I know for a fact they both went to state, and so did Preston Torres.
Do we know how Preston did at state?
I don't.
I
don't
heard
think
he
placed.
did 8th in
Eighth?
breaststroke, but I'm not sure that's 100% accurate.
All
But
right.
I did hear he placed 8th.
Okay, we're gonna take your word for that because
Yeah.
we're poor reporters and we don't know. We don't do our research.
I feel like boys swim is not talked about at all. Like
Yeah,
It's
It's
really
not,
nice.
don't know.
and it's our goal to change that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll let Chase do that since he's friends with Zach.
Yeah. Okay. So my buddy Zach, his mom, Ann Mead, Mrs. Mead, she is she listens to the podcast.
Die-hard listener.
Die-hard listener. So shout out to her. We're gonna start
We're working on
researching swimming
sports
more,
experience.
and we'll start talking about every sport.
Yeah,
you know,
man,
so-
we're very sorry, Ann Mead. We are very ashamed of our poor reporting, and once we get PCSN, Pueblo County Sports Experience merch, we will definitely ship that out to you for free.
for free. Absolutely.
On our cost. That being said, congratulations, Preston Torres, for going to state. I mean, our kind of rule for sports that involve most like other kids from other schools
Mhm.
is we will bring them up and we will mention them. They are not allowed to win MVP or Player of the Week or anything, because while it is a county sport, we have to give it to a county player. Is that a self-made rule? Maybe.
But it's fair. I feel like
Yeah,
it's
I
fair.
Yeah, I
I
get
feel
it.
like
It's definitely
that's
a good
fair.
rule.
I don't want to be giving it to someone who doesn't go here.
Right.
So that being said, I guess our MVP has to go to
Preston.
Preston Torres. Well
Preston
deserved, yeah.
Torres. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Preston Torres. Well deserved. Very well
MVP.
deserved MVP.
Yeah. And if you're watching this and understand how swimming is scored, please let me know because I have no clue. All right. Yeah. So what do we got next, guys? We got
Girls golf. Perfect timing because Caprice just texted me back, so we'll see.
Ooh.
Girls golf. We had two girls qualify for state. Katie Neal and Caprice Lezak. So she said that they did pretty good. She finished 42 and 61, and then Katie Neal finished 59 and 78. She said that they didn't do as good as they expected, but she said it was a great learning experience and that she's gonna come back even better next year. So
yeah. So because Mr. Koshak hates us and just hates the podcast,
he does.
I guess he does not put stats in.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't. We have no clue where what tournaments they went to. Nothing. We have no stats for golf. What? Oh, okay.
Tell him
Yeah.
to listen.
So
in.
yes, tell
Oh,
him tell him this will be up next week, next Monday.
And he needs to put up
and
stats?
he needs to listen, so that way next year we can put in stats and give him a shout out, and we will unhate him.
Yeah.
Yes, put in stats for golf so I can talk about it for my podcast.
But anyways, congrats to Caprice Lezak as the girls golf MVP. I think next year she's gonna come back even stronger. So we'll see.
Yeah, and as Caleb would say, keep hitting that little white ball far, far, and into a hole somewhere. On the green, I think. Next we got boys volleyball. That is gonna be wow, boys volleyball. Yeah, we pretty much locked all that down last week. I mean, there has not been much since. Looking at stats, very highly dominated by county kids.
Yeah.
Evan Budd, Brody Dunlap, Jackson Lay, all at the top of a bunch of these stats. Riley Laturgerts, also a county kid. Sorry if I butchered your name. At the top of a lot of these sports. Luggerts, is that what's so funny?
Yeah, I mean at the top it's Evan Budd. I mean,
Yeah, I think Evan Budd definitely deserves this. I don't think there's anyone else to really give it
really,
to.
yeah, no, he's leading a lot of the stats by far. So we're gonna give it to Evan Budd.
Yeah, congratulations, Evan Budd, as our MVP. Unfortunately, he is a senior, so he will be gone next year, which means there's going to be a very open floor for this team. We have a lot of seniors leaving. Jackson Lay is also a senior, so we'll see how this team does next year. I mean, overall, we didn't have a bad season.
No.
We were below five. We were just above 500, below 500 in league, but I think we'll come back next year. Since we're all county, since the team is majority county kids, I don't understand why it's not county based, but hopefully that changes. I would
Yeah.
love to get that at county.
That'd be cool.
Girls volleyball gets a lot of hype, and I think if it was at county, we could get boys volleyball to
That's
definitely
very
get
true.
a lot
Yeah,
of
That is
hype
very true.
too. So next up, we got track, and I mean, no one went to state other than some girls.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like
Oh,
we
I
had
was
we had
like,
no guys. I'm sorry, we had no guys that went to state.
Yeah.
yeah, the girls definitely dominated.
No throwers. It was just a bunch of running and jumping people. Delaney Paghetti, really good season. 5th in the 100 hurdles. The 4x1 team broke the school record. Delaney Paghetti took 11th in the high jump and 5th in the 100 hurdles. And she also participated in the 300 hurdles, and we do not currently have her placement. Lily Nybert took 11th in the triple jump, and yeah, I mean, this girls team just in general has been really good. They like if we're looking at this, like Lily Nybert is leading has the fastest time for the 100 meter, 200 meter, and 400 meter,
She's a
right?
freshman.
And
Yeah.
she's a
freshman.
freshman.
She's insane at all the sports she does. Like she's crazy.
Go ahead and expand on that, bro.
Well, she did gymnastics for Central, and I know she did really good there. And then she did dive, and she went to state for that
Yeah.
too. I don't remember what she placed, but like she's a freshman and she's going to state for basically all the sports she's doing.
Yeah.
That's
So I didn't
insane.
even know that we had a gymnast team for Central. So we'll have to add that into the podcast next year.
Yeah, we
will.
have.
We'll talk about
I think
that.
we have about 4 or 5 county girls that are on
Yeah,
that team.
okay,
Yeah.
then that's important. Delaney Paghetti, though, in the 100-meter hurdles and the 300-meter hurdles. Also, she's only a junior. Hope Musso in the 800-meter junior. So a lot of these people are coming back next year. Overall, girls track, I mean, boys, work on it.
Work on it.
Girls,
Yeah.
you guys are doing amazing. You guys are killing it. Keep going. Long jump, triple jump, also taken by Lily Nybert. High jump, Delaney Paghetti. Kyla Ruzic also had a pretty good. She also went to state for that 4x100 team. And she has the pole vault record for the school. Shot put is Kirsten McCarthy, junior. Discus, Michaela Padilla, senior. A lot of these players are going to be here for 1 or more years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be even better
Lily
next year.
Nybert's a freshman, and she has 5 records. That is amazing. That is shocking.
insane.
I did
She's
not.
a freshman. She is
yeah.
really good.
She's really good for a freshman.
I-
really athletic.
I could see her placing like top 3 in state for track in the coming years.
Yeah, I mean, as a
yeah,
senior,
yeah,
she's going to be so
definitely.
dominant. So.
Especially if she just keeps improving. She has a long time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, MVP. I think I'll let each one of you guys go. I mean, it's
Okay.
between 2 people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my pick is personally going to be Delaney Paghetti. She did place highest at state. I mean, her and Lily were both on the 4x1 team with the school record, setting the school record for that. Placing 5th, like that's podium for 100 hurdles. I mean, I
You
have
put it
100.
twice.
I have
Yeah?
100 hurdles here twice. Placed 5th for the 100 hurdles. Like just a overall really impressive
Mhm.
season for Delaney Paghetti, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick her as my MVP for track.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she went to state for the most events. She placed the highest. I think it's got to be her. I mean, Lily Nybert, she did absolutely amazing. But she's just a freshman. She's going to improve and be even better for years to come. So, but Delaney Paghetti had an amazing year. She placed the highest at state. So I'm going to give it to Delaney Paghetti as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's once again like a really close race. I think Lily had like an outstanding year, especially for a freshman. That's insanely impressive. But Delaney, of course, we've already gone over the stats. I think that like her stats have been dominant and in her sport, and I think that she does deserve the MVP. But Lily is definitely a contender and a close second.
Yeah, I agree. I think Delaney takes it, but Lily, give her a few years and she'll probably be the
Yeah.
MVP. She's so humble about it too. She says she like sucks at track all the time.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah, bro. Okay, so
Dude, if I was placing first in that many events, bro, I'd be bragging about that all the
Just
time. I'd be like,
everyone.
like, dude, did you know?
what you got on me? I'm first
Yeah.
place triple jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
she's
Can
so
you
humble.
jump 3 times?
I
Exactly.
think so.
I have no
But
clue
yeah.
how the triple jump works.
I think Delaney takes it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she definitely earned it.
She did.
I do agree. I wouldn't be surprised if next year Lily Nybert comes in and
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised
can
at
sneak it
all.
away
Yeah, not one
from
bit.
Delaney. So congratulations to both of them. They both did amazing, but congratulations, Delaney Paghetti. You are the MVP for track. Now on to the last sport, girls soccer. Probably been the most exciting one so far.
Yeah, my
I
personal
mean,
favorite. I mean,
Yeah,
me and
Yeah.
Devin
yeah.
and Tannen,
And
we announced those
Tannen.
games.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, definitely the one that we've done the most streams for.
I feel like I'm
And
a part of the team.
Yeah,
you know, with
we've
how much-
talked about this before. We feel very close with the team, and I mean, gosh, what a year!
What a year.
I mean, it is upsetting to see how we went out, especially because I think we could have won that game.
Easily.
Yeah.
I think we could have. I think we could have stopped them from scoring at all.
Yeah. So for those of you who
We
didn't see
should've.
the first playoff game, County lost 2-1 to Cheyenne Mountain, and it was a devastating loss, especially because the 2 goals that Cheyenne scored were just unfortunate mistakes. They weren't they weren't bangers in my opinion. The first goal was just kind of a miscommunication, the bubble on a free kick and the ball bounced in, and the second one was just a bad touch and just a simple chip shot to get Cheyenne the second goal. Okay, but other than that, I mean, soccer has been insane for girls soccer. They have been dominant this entire season.
Yeah.
I think they had something like 80 goals for and only like 5 against. Um, they went 13-2-1 overall. That's an 84 win percentage, and it's just a dominant season. Honestly, it was going to be a dream season for any soccer team, and it's just unfortunate to see how it ended.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to say injuries killed us because we did amazing, even with our best player being out
Yeah.
for like 4 games.
Yeah,
And I mean, we tied one of the games, we lost one, but those were without our best player. I mean, Pearson Weimer generated offense,
Yeah.
and she was just very impactful. And I mean, we
Yeah,
saw that
definitely.
as soon as she came back, we 2-0'd West, and unfortunately, we did lose to Cheyenne Mountain. But this is our sport with the only sport that we have that will have 3 awards. So we need to decide an MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, and a Most Improved Player.
Okay. Let's start off with MVP.
Right.
I think there's a clear-cut winner for that.
It could be close.
Could be.
No.
I
No.
think there's a
No,
clear-cut.
it's not.
It's not. It's Pearson.
It's Pearson.
It's Pearson.
She
Yeah.
was
Pearson.
averaging a hat trick for most of the season.
Yeah.
Like that is
That's impressive.
insane. And I mean, it's gonna be so tough losing her. She's a senior this year. She'll be graduating. I'm sure she's happy to move on. I have no clue if she's playing in college or not. If she's not, she is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that doesn't
Deserved,
surprise me.
yes.
It's well deserved. So congratulations, Pearson Weimer. You're MVP, and it's not close. As for Defensive Player of the Year, there's 2 candidates here.
There's 2. I think there's 2.
There's Alora Spence, our goalie, who led up 5 total goals on the season, 2 in the playoffs, but she never led up a game before the playoffs with more than 1 goal.
Yeah.
And I think she had she ended her high school career with 30 plus career shutouts.
Wow.
That is
That's insane.
impressive.
That is impressive.
That is insanely impressive. And she was on varsity since she was a freshman.
That's impressive.
If anyone deserves it, in my opinion, it is her.
it should be her.
Riley Stupnik is going to make a huge case for it next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
She is definitely the runner-up.
Yeah. From what we watched, she's so dominant on the defensive end. She's not a goalie, she's a defender, but she was insanely dominant.
yeah.
Yeah.
Riley was even during the playoff games. I didn't see as many games as you guys did, but I mean, she was constantly stopping plays all the time. From what I saw, not really even letting the opposing offenders turn around. So she's a definitely candidate for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I mean,
I think-
I don't see it being between anyone other than those 2. And even though, we'll do our vote, but it was an amazing season for these girls.
It
Yeah.
was.
And I mean, hopefully we could come back next season and be better.
Yeah.
So, what are our votes looking like? I got Alora Spence for
I
her.
got Alora.
I think it's gonna be Alora. Just she's a senior and she had an amazing year. So Alora.
I mean, I'm already outvoted. I think Riley, as a defender, I understand how difficult the position is, and she is a very talented defender. But I mean, at the end of the day, you can't take away from Alora's achievements. I don't know how many saves she was averaging. We don't have the stats up right now, but I mean, it's probably a great number. I mean, only 7 goals for the entire season, 5 or 7. I mean, that's unheard of. That is super, super impressive. And I think it is deserved. I think she does deserve the award.
Yeah. Congratulations, Alora Spence. You're our Defensive Player of the Year. Now on to the most improved and arguably the hardest
Yeah,
decision.
we really don't have
I mean,
too much to go off of. There's a
it's
lot.
off of a lot of people. I mean, I could
Yeah.
see it going to Sophia Howe's sophomore. She wasn't on varsity last year and is now up here leading in assists. I can see it going to Lily Adams, third in goals per game, or tied with second, second in assists per game, tied with first. I I do not see I don't see why it could like I could see it going to a lot of people. We have a lot of sophomores on the team that are eligible for it, and I mean, but for me, it's Lily Adams.
Lily Adams. All right. I think it's gonna be Sophia House. She was insane. She was a midfielder, and she was always in every play. She handled the ball well, so I'm gonna give it to Sophia House.
I think Lily. I mean, out of all these stats up right now, I mean, her name is on pretty much every single one. She has 1.3 goals per match. She's leading the team in assists. She's the second highest goal scorer. She's tied for first with assists per match. I mean, she seems to be dominant in everything she does, and as a sophomore, that is super impressive. So I think she is going to be my vote.
I don't know. I have to choose between both of them, but I think probably Lily. I know she did good last season though too. So
Yeah, exactly. That's the only
that's
reason why.
maybe Sophia then. I think Sophia.
Yeah, I could definitely see the case going for either. I mean, Lily Adams was averaging, like she was on varsity last year. She was a starter. Sophia House was not. I do want to correct myself. I believe she was on varsity. I just don't think she started.
Yeah, she did not
last year.
start.
But for me, it has to be Lily Adams. Her impact is just when Pearson was out, she was one of the people that was handling the ball the most. And even when Pearson's back, she's kind of the second option.
Yeah.
Having that role as a sophomore feels like you have to be important. You have to have skill to do that. She was good last year, but I still think there's a major difference between her skill last year and her skill this year. Sophia House was really good, and I definitely don't think she should be discredited. And I think that puts us at a split vote.
Split vote.
So we need to figure it out.
I mean, we could just leave it as a split vote.
No, Manny.
No.
Manny, you're our tiebreaker. Okay. Manny, you guys can't hear it. He's speaking from the clouds like a god.
Like a god.
He said Lily. So Lily Adams, congratulations.
Most improved player. Congratulations.
Congratulations as most improved player.
All right.
I wish we could have got that. So now on to the final segment.
Yeah, that's all the sports. But our final segment, our little recap, we're going to do a male athlete of the year, a female athlete of the year, and then a freshman of the year. For sports.
None of this would be able to happen without the people watching. The whole 23 people watching this.
That's a dub. 23. Honestly, that's more than I thought. I thought it was like grand total of 6 or something.
Thanks, Tannen.
No, you guys are welcome.
No, yeah. Like, I mean, we have just been able to. I feel like every time we do a podcast, it gets better, and I mean, I'm very excited for next year. Next year we'll have video. We're gonna be doing a little bit of rebranding. The Sports Experience podcast will stay as it is, but you guys will be able to see our faces next year. But overall, the athlete of the year kind of goes to, I mean, just the best overall athlete. I mean, my pick, and I believe Chase's as well, is going to be Jonathan Gonzalez.
Yeah, for male athlete.
He's a 3-sport athlete, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's been at the top of the leaderboard for baseball, basketball, and football.
Wow.
And I just don't see how it's anyone other than him.
Yeah,
Female
absolutely.
athlete of the year. I'll let Chase go on his little tangent about who he thinks.
Okay.
that
I
is.
mean, we have quite a few 3-sport athletes here. I narrowed it down to 2. Lily Nybert being one of them as a freshman. She's a 3-sport athlete. She went to state for 2 of them. And then the other one was Kyla Ruzic. She's a senior, also a 3-sport athlete. And personally, I'm going to give it to Kyla. I think she had a great year in all her sports. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to Kyla
Yeah.
as the female athlete of the year.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, hear me out.
All right.
Pearson Weimer. She was amazing.
Mm.
She brought our team to state. I do think we would be a good team without her. I don't think we'd be as good of a team. She was doing incredible things, like 10th ranked in the state, like
Yeah, that is
overall,
impressive.
like that is
true.
insanely hard to do. I do not see why. I mean, her only like the only thing that goes against her is she doesn't do multiple sports, and I mean,
She
part
does
of that.
basketball, doesn't she do basketball?
She did basketball last year. I do not believe she did that this year.
Okay.
She did participate in the badminton tournament at county, and she did place 5th there.
Okay.
Right.
So, I mean, she could have her future in badminton, but soccer wise, she did amazing. I can like she has my vote. I do see why it could go to Kyla Ruzic. She was a big leader for our girls volleyball team.
Yeah, volleyball.
Track, she
track.
went to state for.
Basketball as well. So I mean,
Basketball, she lockdown defender.
she did. I saw.
She was really good for all 3 of those sports, and I mean, I definitely can see why you guys would put that vote in her hands. For me though, I do think Pearson Weimer deserves a shout out, even if it's just my vote. I do think she deserves.
I respect it. I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Kyla. So,
I think Devin makes a great case. I think Pearson I don't want to repeat everything you said, but she definitely like was a huge asset to soccer. But I think I'm just gonna still have to go Kyla. I think that I don't know. I just think that the playing 3 sports, I mean, that's like being a student athlete for 1 sport's hard enough, right? But being for 3, that's really impressive to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Kyla Ruzic,
female athlete of the year.
female athlete of the year.
Power couple, am I right?
Oh yeah,
Jonathan
that
and
is a
Kyla,
power
both-
couple. They
both
are
male and female?
a thing. If we'll
Yeah.
congratulations to
Congratulations to
them.
both of them. I mean,
Hang up your plaques. Now on to the freshman of the year
final award.
final award, and I think we all have the same person.
I think it's
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
I think it's clear cut.
I think it's clear for like anybody listening. I think it's obvious. The Freshman of the Year award, I think for all of us, our vote is Lily
Lily
Nyberg.
Nyberg,
Yep.
She has, like we said earlier, she has just dominated the 3 sports she's played in, and especially track. And as a freshman, that's just something that is like really well deserved respect. And I think we want to show that respect through giving her the award of Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, so I 100% agree, and I'm more upset with myself that we didn't talk about her as much as we definitely should have. She deserved to be talked about more.
Yeah.
We've kind of crammed her into this episode to kind of foreshadow this freshman of the year thing, but I didn't even know we had a gymnastics thing. Like, and that's my fault, but ultimately, like, looking at all she's done as a freshman, yeah, she deserves it. And I
Mhm.
don't know anyone else that really does. I mean, the only person I could think is Jenny Hajar, varsity for soccer,
yeah.
started in a
Yeah.
playoff game. Like, that's big.
That is impressive.
That is impressive. But Lily Nybert went to state for
2
2,
sports. Yeah.
if
Two.
not 3
Yeah.
sports. We're unsure for gymnastics, right? We're unsure for
Yeah, I
gymnastics.
don't- yeah.
But yeah, really,
Yeah, as a
really
freshman,
impressive,
she's-
Lily Nybert.
She's only gonna get better. So
Yeah, and she's only going to get better. So congratulations, Lily Nybert. You are our freshman of the year. And that'll wrap it up for this year. We have a lot coming for you guys next year, a lot
Yeah.
more content. Podcasts will be on a new channel. We are going to be separating from Sting TV into the Pueblo County Sports Network, which will be all sports related. If you watch ESPN, it will be very much like that. Very similar to a sports center. We will be having player interviews, pregame stuff, and we look forward to that. And I mean, this is going to be the big 4 next year. It's going to
Big
be
4.
me, Chase, Manny, and Luis. I'm sorry, me, Chase,
It's like,
What the
okay.
heck?
Tannen, and
So-
Galena. I'm kidding. But Manny has definitely been a big help too. He deserves a shout out. Luis is studying behind him, so that way he can learn and help us out. We have the future of Public County Sports Experience and the Public County Sports Network is in good hands.
Yep.
And we will see you guys
Wait,
in the fall.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
everyone who's watching.
Yeah,
I'm
all
Devin
23 of you.
Meyer. I'm Devin Meyer.
I'm Chase Ginther.
I'm Tannen freaking Jackson.
I'm Belina Cipriani.
And we'll see you guys in the fall. Thank you.